YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. All right, so we're back, Smell Good family, with my favorite video to do each and every week, and that is the weekly rotation video, where I will be covering every fragrance that I wore during the week of January 14th. All right, so it was cold in Jacksonville this week, man. Cold across the country. Here in Jacksonville, we shouldn't be in the 20s and the 30s, but we were, man. But we had some heavy hitters here, and I really enjoyed getting more familiar and, you know, reintroducing myself to these profiles. And one fragrance in particular where, man, oh man, oh man, man, oh man, oh man. We'll get to that in just a bit. But hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy and positive vibes. I know how we rock out here on this channel. There will be no negativity tolerated on this channel whatsoever. No negativity, man. We're just here to feel good, have conversation, and continuing to spread the love. All right, so here we go on Sunday. Very chill day for me. One of those, throw on a Nike sweatsuit and a ball cap. It was chilly out, and go run around and do some Sunday errands, all right, before the work week started. From the house of, I believe it's Rad Traditions, we went with this cheapy classic, this Mount Rushmore in the cheapy world. We went with the Insurrection 2 from Rad Traditions, all right, Rad Traditions. Now, if you don't know about this one, this is a directly inspired by clone of Mugler's Pure Havane. And it's really close, man. I was able to get a decant of Pure Havane not too long ago. Shout out my guy Randy, the fragrance dude, for sending that over my way. But you get this cherry, tobacco, and honey style of a fragrance, a slight spice, a lot of sweetness with vanilla, a vanilla presence. But this is good cinnamon. Just very good, very sweet. As close as I've ever been able to get to a Pure Havane DNA. It came through this bottle right here. So I get pretty solid performance out of this. I got about 6 to 7 hours. I was really went to the grocery store and chilled at home for the rest of the day. Did some recording, did some editing, and watched some football, man. But this was really, really, really nice to get re-familiar with, and it's a good bang for your buck fragrance for sure, especially during the colder months. On Sunday, from the house of Rad Traditions, we went with Insurrection 2. Insurrection Wild 2, I believe that's what it is. All right, up next on Monday, woke up and it was 30 degrees, and it was the perfect opportunity to wear this fragrance. And this is a beast on me, man, a beast off my skin. From the house of Dolce and Gabbana, we have the one's exclusive edition Luminous Night. Luminous Night. This stuff is strong. It is a beast. One of the beastly fragrances that truly go 12 to 14 or even longer hours on my skin, man. You get this beautiful date note. There's a mintiness with this as well. Some spices. Really bold and in your face style of a fragrance. This is one of the more unique takes from the one line from Dolce and Gabbana. And this one really caught fire. Very popular in the community because of how different it is. All right, so this is from the exclusive edition line. It's really, really good. I got this a couple years ago for a great price, and I know it's really hard to find these days. So you need a couple of sprays, man, and you're gonna be rocking all day long. And in the cold weather, match made in heaven. On Monday, from the house of Dolce and Gabbana, we have the one exclusive edition, Luminous Night. Luminous Night, great stuff here, man. See a lot of love in the community for that one still to this day. All right, on Tuesday, I was just in the mood for this. I didn't wear it at all during the fall, and I really wanted to reintroduce myself to it before the cool weather got away. So this is just one of my favorites. I love the note of cherry. It's a real aphrodisiac for me, and it was really, really, really nice and a pleasant experience wearing this fragrance once again. From the house of Guerlain, we went with the L'Homme Ideal, the EDP. The EDP, one of the top 10 fragrances in my collection. I really love how the cherry and the vanilla and the leather come together. You get that Guerlain L'Homme DNA very present in here, but that cherry really makes itself available in this fragrance. My wife really likes this one too, fellas. So if you're looking for something that could be a little sweet but keep a little masculinity, especially on the dry down with the leather, then look no further, man. This is really good stuff. Now it sparingly pops up on discounters, so turn your notifications on for, you know, Fragrance by .ca or Fragrance Net, Joma Shop, whoever. It pops up. You usually can get around that $100 mark because it's so hard to get, but it's still a great price for this fragrance, man. So on Tuesday, great longevity, great performance. I get around 7 to 8 hours. Really good sillage for sure. In the first couple of hours, a real bubble really forms around. It's good stuff. From the house of Guerlain, we went with L'Homme Ideal, the EDP on Tuesday. Good to get re-familiar with this, man. This stuff is really good. All right. Up next on Wednesday, boy, oh boy, we brought it out, man. We brought it out. On Wednesday, we rock with the Blue Beast from the house of Amouage. Interlude, Black Iris. Oh boy. Yes, sir. One of my favorite dark, cold, heavier fragrances in my entire collection. I love it, man. This stuff is nuclear. Literally, for me, one spray behind each ear and just one spray underneath my shirt, and that's all I went with. And I smelled myself all day long up until I took a shower. Got a compliment first thing in the morning when this stuff was roaring off. One of the gentlemen who I worked with, he noticed it, picked it up, and said it smelled really, really good. It smelled really masculine, and he said it smelled different. It smelled different. So we talked a little bit about it. He never heard of Amouage. He never heard of the fragrance, but he knows now. This stuff is fantastic. I don't get to wear it a lot, maybe once or twice during the winter, and throughout my lifetime, I probably would never run out of this fragrance because you only need a couple sprays. I probably never run out because you only need a couple sprays. This stuff is spicy. The beautiful iris comes off earthy. It's just leather and oud. It's a lot going on here. Masculine for sure, but it has elegance, it has class and sophistication to it, all tied up into one on Wednesday. So glad I got to wear this in 28-degree weather. The Blue Beast from the house of Amouage, Interlude, Black Iris. This stuff is stunning. I wish I could see the blue hue in the bottle. It's a lot lighter on my end than you guys are seeing, but if you have the bottle, you know what I'm talking about. All right, on Thursday, we switched up the pace. This is one of the best designer releases probably in the last 5 years. Every time I smell this, is so beautifully blended, so beautifully put together. Givenchy did a great job with this fragrance. From the house of Givenchy. Yeah. We were the Gentleman's Reserve Privé. Gentleman Reserve Privé. Just take your gentleman DNA, beautiful sticky makeup iris, soaked in some chestnut and a boozy whiskey. The vanilla sweetness is still there, comes off gourmand almost. This stuff is a joy, man. I almost call this a designer niche because of the quality with this thing. This stuff is elite stuff, man. Great performance. I smelled it off me all day. Another cold day here in the city of Jacksonville, man, and this stuff just shined, flourished off of me, man. I also got a compliment later in the day when I thought it was becoming a little faint to my skin. Around 8 hours into my day, I was walking by, my sillage pushed off, and a young lady gave me a compliment as I was leaving from work for the day. So this stuff is awesome. Iris, chestnut, whiskey. This DNA taken up a notch. This is my favorite out of the line. It used to be the EDP, but this one has trumped the EDP over the last year or so. Even though the EDP is still excellent, this is there. Chestnut whiskey takes it over the top. From the house of Givenchy. Oh yeah. We were the Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. Great stuff here, man. Elite level fragrance, great stuff. All right, up next on Saturday, man, I was in this on Friday. I was in this rose oud type of vibe, and you'll know why in just a second. And I saw this and I said, man, I hadn't worn this in quite some time, and I was reminded just how good this stuff is. From the house of Parfums de Marly, we went with Habden. Beautiful rose oud combination here with a nice, beautiful, sweet and crispy note of a green apple. I think I got an old school bottle. Like, this stuff lasts all day. This might be my best performing Parfums de Marly outside of Pegasus and Leighton Exclusive. This stuff lasts. The rose and the oud. The oud is very beautifully blended here. It's not screechy. It's not going to run you away. There's a green apple in this thing that is there. It's present. So the rose, the green apple, and the oud really shine in this fragrance. Very blended very nicely. It's a smooth approach. This ain't going to be for everybody, man. And Habden never gets talked about in the community. Like never. So in rose ouds, it definitely has its place, but just as an overall fragrance, man, this stuff is spectacular. Spectacular. All my rose fans, all my rose oud lovers, if you ain't smelled Habden, don't know much about Habden, I encourage you to look into it. This lasts for me all day long. That's why I'm wondering, because most of my perfumes, the Marleys, are around that 7-8 hour mark. This is well beyond that. Well beyond that. So I ain't complaining. But it's really, really good. And in the cold, it absolutely shines. I hadn't worn this in almost a year. So it's really, really good to get more familiar with this. And it's awesome. On Friday, from the house of Parfums de Marly, we went with Habden. Great stuff. Underrated if you ask me, for sure. And then on Saturday, this fragrance was worn due to my past live stream. And you can check it out after this video. What's in the bag? We talked about the new YSL Baby Cat. Got a decant of that. And then we talked about this one, which I wore on Saturday, a decant from the house of Roja Parfums. We went with Amber Oud. Amber Oud, here's the decant right here. Take a look at that beautiful juice. Shout out to my guy, Jared Miller, who sent this over my way, and YSL Baby Cat. We had a great time on the live stream. Check it out. If you're into that longer type of format, we had a great time. But let's get right to it. This is the greatest rose oud fragrance that I've ever smelled. The quality is beyond elite. I was devastated at how great this was. If anybody watched the live stream, you saw how my expression was really giving off when my nose touched this. Amber and oud and rose. There's a citrus combustion in the opening. I said on the live stream, before the year is over, Lord willing, before we get to 2025, I will have a full bottle of Amber Oud and another Roja I'm going to have. A side note, I'm going to have Burlington 1819. Full bottles before the year is over. Roja Parfums is elite quality, man, and they crushed it with this. Again, all my rose oud fans, all my rose oud lovers, I'm saying to date that this is the greatest rose oud I've ever put my nose on to date. So I get the conversation, I get it. Like when I get a full bottle of this is immediately going into my top 10 all time. Immediately, all time. It's going in there, top 10. So great stuff on Saturday, strong stuff. I did 4 sprays. I did 2 behind each ear. I did 1 underneath my shirt, and I did 1 around my chest area. And it just flourished throughout the day, man. Just really shine, perform, such quality. I can go on and on about this stuff. Stay tuned for more content in the future about Roja's Amber Oud. If you have it, you already know. If you're curious, get you a sample and find out. Find out on Saturday, decant from the house of Roja Parfums. We went with Amber Oud. Amber Oud. All right, Smell Good family, so that's going to wrap up this week's weekly rotation where we had a really good run and the weather was called for. Cold weather brought out these heavier, stronger fragrances, and it was fantastic. Quite a few compliments throughout the week, and we just had a good week overall. So as always, I would love to know what you guys wore throughout the week. Let me know down below in the comments. Drop your rotation. What was your highlights? What were some of your lows? What did you love? What did you hate? Let's talk about it down below in the comments, Smell Good family. And as always, you know, I appreciate y'all love and y'all support. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Positive energy, positive vibes, and of course, splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world, that's exactly what you specifically, the one back there, yeah, you're gonna get. Whatever you put out into the world, you're gonna get it back. You're gonna get it back. Splacker. All right, y'all. Till next time.